Hey guys, what's up? In today's video, we will talking about the Photo Pro app and Cinema app of the new Xperia 5 Mark II. Let's get started. This Xperia phone have three different kinds of camera app. The one is the default camera app, Photo Pro app for taking still photos, and Cinema Pro app for video. We will go first default camera app. Unlike the previous Xperia phones, this default camera app came in full automatic mode, so you cannot do manual mode. Still, you can change the image size by 4:3 and 16:9, and you can activate soft skin effect, grid lines. You can turn it on. You can turn it on and off. And about the user's interface, we have zoom lens, the 70mm lens, the primary lens, the 24mm lens, and the wide angle lens 16mm. You can adjust the brightness and the color. Now they provide another effect. This is called bokeh effect. It came with full automatic mode. You can directly open this up and shoot. And then the mode, we have the Photo Pro goggle lens, the same as the other Xperia phone, portrait, selfie, and panorama. So many videos in the internet right now have the sample shot of this effect. In the default camera app, in the video settings, you can record the wide angle shot, 4K, Full HD, and Full HD at 60 FPS. You cannot record 60 FPS at 40K resolution in the wide angle lens. So there is no option here. Only Full HD at 60 frames per second. You can activate the HDR mode when you using only 30 FPS. So that's the one thing that I'm not happy about the default camera app. The 4K resolution is limited at 30 frames per second. We will go to Cinema Pro app. In this app, you can record up to 4K 60 FPS with the 24mm lens. You can also record at 120 FPS. So this thing here is good when doing filmmaking and cinematic video. And when you want to shoot the wide angle lens 16mm, it only limits to 30 FPS. So no 60 FPS in the Cinema Pro app of wide angle lens. So you can only use all the modes with the main lens. When you want to shoot 120 FPS, you must use the 24mm lens, and it has only two options, 4K and 2K. So take note, the shutter speed will change if what is your FPS using. If you want to use 60 FPS, minimum shutter speed will be 1/60. 24, the shutter speed will change to 1/24. If you want to shoot using this Cinema Pro app, maybe you can not put some look to it, because when you're taking a video, it is by HDR default. Maybe in the post-processing you can adjust the contrast or put some color grading to it. We will go to Photo Pro app. This application is the reason why I bought this Xperia device, because the ability to take photo like DSLR interface, it is a stepping stone for me to practice when I buy Alpha series of Sony DSLR camera. It have a different mode. In auto, the autofocus and exposure are disabled. In auto mode, only single shooting. You can choose only single shoot autofocus and continuous autofocus. So the difference between the two: single shoot autofocus, the camera will analyze the scene and find something that will focus on. The continue autofocus, the whole scene inside this picture will be on focus. So that's the difference between the two. And we go to wide, the focus area. So wide, center. Right now you can shoot the file format RAW and JPEG, and then aspect ratio. The P mode, there are so many options here, and autofocus, exposure lock, only single shooting. The option of focus, manual focus. Automatic mode, you cannot choose the manual focus, but in the P mode you can choose the 3 different mode. And again, the exposure you cannot change, only the ISO. And the metering mode also, and the same as. And the white balance, you can select S mode and the S mode, and you can control the shutter speed, longer shutter speed like 30 seconds. It is only applicable when you want stargazing. Lastly, the manual. So the auto exposure is locked, and you can choose the ISO. Again, the maximum ISO is 3200, and also the shutter speed you can adjust. And this one, and the manual focus you can adjust. So MR, this is the camera settings on your Xperia device. In the left side you can select 24mm. That one you can zoom in, and then if you zoom in much more, it will take in its maximum zoom with the zoom lens. So that's all guys for today's video. I hope you learned information about the new Xperia 5 Mark II. If you do like this video, please leave a comment, please like and subscribe. Again, thank you, peace.